let's safely dance. Oh, let's safely dance. Oh, let's safely dance. Oh, let's safely dance.
1440 KVON and 99.3 The Vine. This is Kelly. All right, we are going to talk about Pride Napa Valley, and you know we are going to hear about we're going to hear from the chairperson today, Tom Roberts, about specifically what's going on. But we're also going to hear about why we even do this. Why do we have Napa Valley Pride? And we're going to hear from some local folks, and we're just going to kind of have a conversation about it right now. And so first, let me introduce to you Tom Roberts, chairperson of Napa Valley Pride 2010. Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly. Thank you so much for having us here this morning.
Great that you came in this morning. I'm looking at this schedule of events. There's a lot of things going on.
Over 20 events in 9 days throughout the Napa Valley. Just an amazing lineup. Something for everyone, we like to think.
That's great. So what is kind of the objective of Napa Valley Pride?
Well, you know, the theme this year for Napa Valley Pride is showing our true colors. And what that means, I think, can best be summed up in something that happened this weekend. We had a fundraiser car wash. Mm-hmm. And an elderly gentleman came to that car wash and said he was there because he wanted to support his grandson, who's gay. And I think that that's a way of showing your true colors, that in our community, we have a rich and diverse community here in Napa and throughout California. And it's not just about gay and lesbian people supporting one another.
Right.
It's about friends and family coming together to celebrate, to show that we're here, to show that we're part of the community, and that we contribute to the community as well.
And that is something, Tom, that I really wanted to talk about this morning, because I've been involved with Pride celebrations for probably over 20 years. And we used to go to San Francisco. And being straight, someone might say, well, why are you going to the Pride celebrations? Because it's not just, it's about people. It's not just about
Absolutely.
If you are gay or you are straight. It's about people and treating everyone fairly. And all of us embracing each other and getting along. And so when we finally started doing a Pride celebration in Napa, I thought I was dreaming. Let's tell it that way.
Well, we live in challenging times in general. And to the extent that our events bring community together in the larger sense, and that we can be a focal point or a catalyst for that is actually good, because I think the Napa Valley community as a whole is an embracing and supportive community. Mm-hmm. So we invite everybody to come out and celebrate, understanding the challenges gay and lesbian people have faced and do continue to face, but also embracing a togetherness and a positive approach. And when you look at the events that are happening throughout this week, I mean, there's really something for everyone, from golfing events to bowling to dances to arts to poetry to music, fundraisers going on. The gay and lesbian community in the Napa Valley over the past decade has raised tens of thousands of dollars for organizations like Queen of the Valley and Relay for Life and others. And some of the events this week are fundraisers for causes like that as well. If you want to learn more, and I'm sure your listeners do, if they go to napavalleypride.com, they can, of course, see all the events that are happening over these 9 days.
There are really a lot. And really kind of the highlight for me is the big dance and celebration. It is 21 and over, but DJ Rotten Robbie does the music. We have so much fun at that.
He's the human jukebox, I think, of the Napa
Yes.
Valley. But we also have, and I'm sure some of Alyssa or Marie can talk about this, we also have a youth dance, which is a first.
Oh, that's wonderful.
In which, for teenagers and young college students, and maybe Alyssa can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, let's introduce Alyssa Ciapponi. She graduated from Vintage just this last year, and she's at Napa Valley College. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's
Thanks
great
for
to
having
have
me.
you here.
Thank
It's
you.
really nice. I think it's fantastic. And Alyssa, so you grew up in Napa.
Yes.
Right. So you're Napa born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you tell us a little bit about kind of your experience of coming out in Napa to your parents? What was that like for you?
Well, when I came out to my parents, I sat down with my mom and said, "Mom, I'm gay." And she said, "Well, yeah, I know, honey." So,
Oh, really?
yeah. So coming out to my parents was kind of a breeze, but
So your mom just kind of knew.
yeah, a lot of my friends and family, when I tell them, they're like, "Yeah, Alyssa, we knew." Like, why do you think it's a big deal? And
it was fine for them.
yeah,
You didn't have any issues with your family or anyone saying, well, it's just a phase you're going through. You're too young to decide.
well, my grandparents, they had a little bit more trouble accepting it, but I talked to them and they said, we love you no matter what.
What about your friends, your peers? I mean, what's that like in the community?
My friends have been really great. Some of my peers not as great. You know, there has been some discrimination.
They've been surprised. Were they shocked to find out?
No one was surprised or shocked.
Okay. Because I'm looking at you. I wouldn't know by looking at you. I mean, sometimes some people you can kind of tell, but you're you have long curly hair and you just, I don't know. You don't have the butch look or something. But people kind of knew.
Yeah, people who knew me knew.
And so what's that been like? What kind of discrimination you said you've experienced?
From my peers, when I was in high school, I had some things thrown at me. Once when I was kissing my girlfriend, and once when I was going into a GSA meeting.
Really?
And yeah, I had some people just yell things like, "Oh, lesbian" at me. But most of that ended when I got out of high school.
Right, I bet.
Yeah.
And high school's tough. But for the most part, you felt supported?
Yeah, I have a really supportive group of friends.
Times have really changed because I was a child, a teen of the 80s, right? And certainly that kind of acceptance, even the acceptance that you've received, it really, I don't remember that being there back in the 80s. I remember nobody came out. Certainly it was a secret. You tried to pretend you were straight because I did have experiences with, gay friends, gay relatives where I knew they were gay, but where they were playing, they were putting on a front. Do you see that still kind of happening in our community or not as much?
I don't see it as much anymore. I have seen some people do it. There are some people where, mostly guys, I must say, that where they're just like, they're putting on a front and I'm just looking at them and say, I know you're gay.
Right.
It's okay. You don't have to be ashamed.
But
it's
they
something
feel
to be proud
afraid.
of.
And also, it was kind of unheard of back in my day if someone did come out to their parents, that their parents were totally, oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, we knew that. I mean, usually it was, oh my gosh, and they're devastated. And but since this is your, I'm curious about your generation. Do you hear about that less, or were your parents kind of the exception?
My parents were a bit of an exception. They've always been very gay friendly, and they somehow knew. But a lot of my gay friends, their parents, I know of only a few cases where parents got really angry and tried to kick them out. A lot of parents just had trouble understanding and accepting at first.
Right. But then they eventually
came around.
We have a few more resources these days too. Plus we have the internet, which back in my day that we didn't have all those resources. So that I would imagine that helps.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, great. Well, tell us about the youth events that are happening with Pride Napa Valley.
Our first youth event is on Saturday, June 12th. We're having a youth pride dance. I'm very excited about that. We've been planning it for months. It's going to be really awesome. It's 21 under, so it's all youth. And it's at the Pelosi building down by Kennedy Park. And we're going to have Rotten Robbie there as a DJ. And
that is so great.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it's going to be so much fun. We've had so much fun planning it.
And again, this is for everyone. Does it matter if you're straight or gay to go to this? It's just
not
go
at all.
have a good time, right? Just go have
definitely.
fun.
But it's 21 and under.
But 21 under.
Alcohol free.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. I love that. And they have to show their IDs to prove that they're...
Yes.
Okay. That's good. And so there's a website, right? Can we get all the information on the website? NapaValleyPride.com?
Yes.
And it'll have all the details that you were just telling me.
Yeah, it has a whole list and all the details of everything.
Okay, good. That's great. And also there's a picnic, right?
That's correct. We've got the big picnic in the park, which we would encourage anyone to stop by at Fuller Park between noon and 4 on Sunday the 13th.
Oh, that's great. And then there's also, there's a hike at Skyline. Gosh.
There's a hike at Skyline. I should mention there's a reconciling service, which is a church service at First United Methodist on June 13th also. And as you can see, Kelly, you're looking at the schedule. Other folks will have to go to the web.
Yeah, there's so much.
There's just so much going on. As I said, it's like 24 events, I think, in 9 days. Something for everyone.